What is up, everybody? Reverse TV here today, and we're gonna focus on this Sony fanboy right here, who is pretty much thanking the Sony for getting rid of Concord and shutting it down after 2 weeks. This is hilarious. Now, we talked about this guy briefly in my Concord being shut down video after 2 weeks. But we're going to focus all on this guy's comment right here because it is this delusion from this Sony fanboy, probably the worst Sony fanboy on this app, if we're being honest here, who tries to shift the blame to Redfall about that Redfall situation. Well, that is nowhere near as bad as this. Phil's supposed to have a sigh of relief when he sees this Concord situation pop up. He was like, whew, at least we're not Sony with Concord. Because despite the Redfall situation or even the recent Indiana Jones controversy, it is nowhere near as bad as this Concord situation. They spent $200 million on this game, and they have to refund the players and shut down the game after 2 weeks. That is terrible. That is really unheard territory right here. But let's focus on this Sony fanboy show right here, who says Xbox put out a bomb like Redfall and keep selling it. The game at least had a thriving single player mode that you can play. You didn't have to play this multiplayer. You can play a single player if you wanted to. Sony puts out a bomb and recognizes it isn't the standard players have come to expect and offer refunds immediately. Is it really not the standard at this point in time with their multiplayer games? Is it really not the standard? Destruction All-Stars, flop. Foam Stars, flop. Concord, flop. Last of Us Factions mode, cancelled. Bungie with Destiny is in shambles. That studio's in shambles. And it's supposed to be the so-called games as a service consultant. And it's in shambles right now. I think it's kind of the standard. I think that's the standard for the multiplayer games. The only major success was Helldivers 2, which was a fluke. The other multiplayer games, that's the standard. That's the new standard for PlayStation. Terrible multiplayer, great single player. That's the standard for PlayStation. Then he says, good guys PlayStation. Oh boy. You don't demand better. You don't want them to bring out better multiplayer games. They're literally charging you more for the PS Plus subscription fee. But good guys over there, PlayStation. Fine guys over there. Because Sony pulls Concord from sale and will refund customers. That makes them good guys. Yeah, they should refund the customers if they're going to shut down the servers after 2 weeks of the game being out because it's sold so poorly. That's not a good guy situation. That's something that should happen, or they're probably going to be sued to oblivion. So they had to do that. So, oh boy. The shields and their narratives. If this is Xbox, he wouldn't have the same energy, the same notion. Because it's PlayStation, he has to make PlayStation look like a good guy in a situation, which is bonkers to me. They're literally the laughing stock right now. Like, once again, I don't even know if you can even top this. Like, I don't know if Microsoft can do anything that can top this nonsense right here. Like, I think console war discussions is literally dead at this point in time, because what can Microsoft do that's worse than this right here? What can they do at this point in time? Well, they can do anything that's worse than this. But here you go. Xbox will be declaring this a game of the generation that only failed because of the Xbox tax and PlayStation. Meanwhile, I told you this was dead on arrival months ago. Everybody knew this game was gonna not have long legs. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. I don't know why Sony even greenlit this nonsense. Concord failing had nothing to do with Xbox, but you damage control by comparing it to Redfall just to save face. Yeah, why was he comparing it to Redfall? I don't know, because Redfall lasts a lot longer. It's still, I think Redfall, you can still play that game just fine on game. And most people play Redfall through Game Pass, so I don't see, it's not even a comparison. While all you play Concord have to pay $40 to play it. So it's a bad comparison. Yeah, Redfall can be played single player, so that comparison is just dumb. Have some level of dignity and just stop. Just stop shilling. Just stop shilling. It's just that simple. They're not even angry about this. They're just shilling for Sony. Like, that's just embarrassing. Like, even PlayStation don't even feel proud about this decision because they shut off the comment section to their official update about this studio being shut down, about this game being shut down. They shut off the comment section. I personally think they're refunding and pulling the game because the number of copies sold didn't even make enough money to keep the servers running long enough. Now that's embarrassing. They didn't sell enough copies to keep the server running. It's not a good sign for a big AAA game like that. Y'all will do anything to twist things in PlayStation's favor, won't you? This crap should have never been paid to play a game from the get-go, let alone $60. Yeah. Shouldn't have been a game that you paid for, that's for sure. Redfall can be saved just by fixing bugs. Concord needs a fix to art, characters, and monetization rework. If Sony will try to fix it, DEI activists will be displeased and IGN will milk it. Once again, this whole DEI situation, you gotta learn a bigger vocabulary. Everything isn't full because of DEI or diversity. PlayStation's biggest game has a lesbian protagonist. And that game won a lot of awards. People don't hate it because of DEI. They hate it because the game just has no appealing characters. It just looks like a massive flop to begin with. I don't know how I got greenlit, but it's not because of DEI, as people are saying why this game flopped. A lot of reasons, but that's not it. Redfall is a lesson that all Xbox should learn from. The Xbox don't care. Once again, what does Redfall have to do with this situation? I'm missing the comparison, but okay. What does Redfall have to do with this? Effing grifters don't live in reality. Take this L. LMAO, Ninja, no. This is not the win. This is not a W in the slightest. Yeah. I don't see how you can see this as a W. I don't see how you can put this as a W. The Red Dragon to PlayStation, pretty much. So much spin that I'm seeing triple. Anything to spin that narrative. I don't know how you could possibly spin the narrative, but this game is a massive flop that will go down in history. Might I add? This will go down in history as the biggest flops in AAA gaming. Redfall was not nearly as bad as a failure as Concord was. Not even in the same realm. And the fact that we had a Phil Spencer apology tour for that game made no sense. Because that's not as bad as this situation right here. Are we going to see an apology tour for the current heads of PlayStation? Probably not. They're just going to sweep this under the rug. And probably promote Astrobot more. Yeah, and apparently the Redfall situation was that they refunded the season pass for the game. Two different things. They didn't refund the whole game. They refunded the people who bought the season pass. While this game is refunding you for the whole purchase of the game and that is going to be canceled soon. It's a big difference. This guy states that Redfall still had more sales than Concord and were given the time to improve the game. You blind ponies just look at how it released and now how it plays today. Unlike Cyberpunk, where people ignore how it released, you're just showing what a loser you are with a post like this. That is hilarious. Yeah, people were really thinking this was going to get a Cyberpunk situation where they turn things around 180. I don't think that's going to happen with this situation right here, or even No Man's Sky. They shut it down after 2 weeks. They had no faith in this game once they got the bad representation they had. They just shut it down. So, not the same situation at all. Good. I love watching Sony Interactive lose money. They need to lose money for these terrible multiplayer games they keep releasing. Just like they just release trash over their multiplayer wise. And this ain't even the first example. There's multiple ones like that too. Like it's just like bad over there for the PlayStation. Like, see, I don't get it. You people pay more to play online and they're giving you trash. The only games you're playing online is Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden, and what Grand Theft Auto when that releases. What are you paying What are you paying more for? Their multiplayer games aren't even that great. Their games are trash. So you're just playing the generic games that anybody else can play, and you're paying more for it. That is just ridiculous. He is mad because he kept giving daily Steam counts on Redfall for 6 months. Sony just released the biggest flop in gaming history. Yeah. Redfall being seen as negative or bad is a small drop in the bucket compared to this Concord situation. This is 10 times worse. Oh, the Red Karen gives Sony props for recognizing the standard players have come to expect and offer refunds immediately. Shame Sony couldn't do it before launching the game, or before Herman saying fans would be. Okay. Yeah, this was actually 8 years in development, so I think this was a Jim Ryan game that he greenlit. So I don't know why he would greenlit this nonsense. Then again, Jim Ryan don't play video games, so I think you got so who actually play video games will see, hey, nobody wants this nonsense right here, but okay. It takes a strange mind to turn one of the worst flops in recent memory against Xbox. Don't get me wrong, Xbox has messed up plenty of times this year, but it is so effing weird to turn this into a win for Sony. Yeah, it is definitely weirdo energy. It's definitely weirdo energy right here. Free to play, would that save this game? I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of rumors, people saying they're going to give people refunds and make it free to play in a few months. I don't know if that's going to save it. I think this game is dead and gone at this point in time. I don't think free to play is going to save it. Spinning the mega disaster of Concord to help your pointless console war is just sad. They're just roasting this guy. Such a troll post trying to make this into a great thing. Just take the L. Once again, just take the L for this. I don't see how you can make this into a W for Sony. It's just bad all around. It's just embarrassing. It's truly embarrassing. So I don't I'm trying to think whatever Microsoft could do, it's not gonna be worse than whatever this situation is. So whatever Microsoft, whatever their biggest blunder is gonna be, we're gonna be like, at least it's not Concord situation. So it is what it is. Stop shilling for Sony. Demand them to do better. You're paying more for the online service. Demand them to do better. This is just embarrassing and sad, especially for their multiplayer front, which is very lacking as of 2024. So I'm going to include it right here. Definitely want your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.